What's up, y'all? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're gonna tear into Pennywise's motor and figure out why we keep having head gasket issues. And I think I figured it out. So stay tuned, and we're gonna see what happens. It's not as bad as y'all think. It's really not that bad. It's not. It's something simple, quick, easy fix. But watch the video to figure out what it is. Let's get to it. Alright, y'all, let's tear into this motor and see what we got. I'm pretty sure that the head is warped somewhere right here, because this is where the water was coming out at. It wasn't spitting out, it was just kind of seeping, but we're going to find out what it is. We'll check the head, then we'll check the cylinder. I guess I can talk about this a little bit while I tear it apart. So everybody kind of has an idea. Now, the specs on this probably a little bit different for some, depending on what motor y'all got. But everything should be pretty much identical. So take the valve cover off. What I normally do is I'll just take this one banjo bolt out. Make sure you get your little copper washer behind the oil tube here. I'll just spin it so y'all can see. Make sure y'all get this other little copper washer. Don't lose it, because y'all need it. So I normally just pop that out and I just bend the tube back just a hair. So there's a little gap in there. I don't know if y'all can see that little gap right there. So then you should be able to pull your head off after that. Alright. Let's go on and get the timing chain tensioner out of here. We can pull that out. Pull out the other little piece. We'll throw that in the trash. Go and pop this tensioner. Cap screw. And then what you want to do is you want to turn it clockwise, like you're tightening something, and it should lock. And now you're all loose. Then you can go ahead and pull your timing chain tensioner out. And just like that, mine tightened up again. But it's alright, because this motor is going to get redone anyway, so it doesn't matter about the whole top dead center, this and that, blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, that was going to start leaking eventually. That's all torn. Which is fine, because I probably won't reuse the cylinder. Debating on if I want to go back to a big bore style or not. So, but now, chain is all loose. As you can see, loosey-goosey. Alright, let's get these cam caps off. So, mine are all 8 mils, except for one right here, which is a 10. I had to replace that one, because it broke on me. I got lucky to where I could just pull it right on out. Now, one thing, if y'all just doing the top end and not doing the bottom end, you have to be careful, because there are these little spacers in here on these camshafts. If this is your first time doing this, but they're little half moons. Alright, so here's your cap. Here's your little half moon spacer right here. Oh geez, we'll focus. There it goes. So there it is, and that sits in the groove of your cam, and it'll sit in this little groove right here. Alright, now when you're going back together, I have made this mistake once before. When you're going back together, there are a beveled side. Let's see if y'all can see them. Hold on. Oh, you can kind of see it. But it looks squared, but there's a beveled side. There's a bevel here and a bevel there. Make sure those are facing outwards of the engine. Make sure they're facing your cover. Alright, stator cover. You don't want to have it flipped around like that, because when it's flipped around and it's sitting in here like this, it's going to push your cam further back. And you don't want that. That'll cause a whole bunch of problems. It'll make the motor really, really tight. So always remember that bevel faces stator cover. Alright, switch sockets real quick and get this intake cam off. Alright. Now you don't have to do what I do. If y'all want to take different steps to get this apart, that's fine, be my guest. This is how I do it. Been doing it for years. Haven't had any issues. So, like I said, this engine has been apart so many times. I don't even think it really matters if it's together or apart at this point. So, alright, and make sure you get you something. Whether it's a piece of wire or a screwdriver, stick right here between the camshafts, because you don't want your chain to fall all the way down into the bottom end, and that's a pain in the butt to get back up. So I just normally stick one of those in there. Then you should be able to walk your chain off just like that. Then you can just let it hang and it won't fall down in there. These are stage 3 hot cams for this engine. And granted, with it being a stock bore, they're a little bit unnecessary, but they definitely give me the top end that I like. So these things have been in this motor for, geez, I don't know, 6-7 years, something like that. And they're decent. They're showing their wear, but nothing a little micro polishing can't take care of. The cylinder head's definitely showing it for sure. So the little cam journals in here, this one is really a mess. So it's probably time for a new head. It's been time for a new head for a while now, but we just keep rocking it and it keeps pushing. So still making good power. Still feels really strong. So we're just gonna rock on with it. Always try to keep your bolts where they go. Don't want to lose one. Then you'd be scrambling trying to find one. Alright, let's see if this thing has enough power to break these loose. Alright, let's go on and pull the... I lied, we're not going to pull the head bolts yet. We got to pull these little side bolts right here. So give me 1 second, let me grab a 10mm. Where is it at? Yeah, we'll use this one. My toolbox is a little bit of a mess right now. I just got done working on a 2020 F-150, put a transmission in it. So Uh-oh. Something might not be alright here. That's kind of no good. It won't come out. Huh. Well, that's a first. That is definitely a new one for me. I wonder if that's part of the issue. Alright, well, I guess y'all get to see me try to get these out. It's definitely not part of the plan. Alright. You know what we call this? Call this no good. I believe these are done for. Alright. Let me get a thing in here. Pretty sure the threads are going in them. Well, dang. That sucks. Alright, well, I'm not going to reuse the cylinder anyway, so I guess let me get a screwdriver and we'll see if we can just tap them out. See if we can break some more threads. Y'all might want to look away. Yeah, they're a little bit done for. No, it wasn't that. It was the studs in the head. Okay, that's fine. We'll replace those. No big deal. Just wasn't part of the plan. But of course, nothing ever is a part of the plan. If y'all don't already know that. So stuff happens. Just adapt and overcome. That's all you gotta do. Like I said, this is definitely not the correct method by no means, but it gets the job done when it wants to work. Alright, there we go. That one's out. Alright, now let's go on and pull these head studs. Pull these head bolts out. Oh, they're a little tight. Oh, let's see. Maybe the battery's dying. Now let's try. Yeah, I'd say that probably was it. I don't know, that one is a little tight. Let me grab a ratchet real quick. These were torqued down to about, I think I torqued them to like either 45 or 55 foot-pounds. Now, these aren't ARPs, but pretty close. I believe I got these off of BP Racing, the head stud kit. It's pretty nice, held for what I had to use it for. So these are the same studs that I had in my motor when it was a 510. Come on, there we go. But when that one blew up, well, it didn't really blow up. It had a wrist pin failure. It had a Carrillo piston and a CT piston. And the wrist pin got ripped out of the piston. For what reason? I don't know. It just happened. So, which is kind of weird because normally Carrillo makes good stuff. Not saying it was them. Not saying it was anything I did. We just will never know. So let's pop this off here. Go ahead and pull this out. Sticker down here. Let it fall. And use it to wiggle it out. Darn stupid guide does it to me every time. Or the guide will get stuck and not come out when it's supposed to come out. All right, let's try this again. All right, there we go. Go ahead and straighten the chain out. All right, check out this head gasket. So I'll leave the guide in there. And then all you gotta do is just boop, let her hang. So this was the problem side right here. I do see some nicks. Like I said, this cylinder has been tossed around for a while. Oh yeah, she definitely, this gasket definitely was not happy. So, but yeah, I got some nicks right here on the cylinder, on the inside. Got some right here, the water jacket, and one right here. So, let's check out the gasket. Doesn't look that bad. Alright, well, let's check out the head. Gonna throw this over it so my buckets don't come out. The head's not that bad. So alright, let me get some of the stuff together and get a little bit cleaned up, and we'll get back with you. Give me 2 seconds. Alright. So this, some know, is a square. So I don't really have a straight edge to do this properly, but I do know these squares are pretty straight. So the only thing I do is I just go through. Sometimes you can eyeball it, sometimes you can rock it. Like, I don't know if you can tell. Probably not, but there's definitely a high spot in here somewhere. It rocks there. Good right there in the middle. It's alright right there. Let's see here. Got a little bit of movement right here. So, alright, let's check it this way. This side's not bad. Yeah, so whatever happened caused this side over here to warp. So, it was kind of weird how it warped, because we're good here and here. These are our low spots, but right here is a high spot. So instead of being straight, it kind of has a little hump in it. So I don't really understand how it happened that way, but it is what it is. I'll do the poor man's resurfacing, clean it up, check it again, and then if it still works, then we're good. If not, I guess I'll be buying 2 cylinder heads, not 1, because I had plans on building another engine. So I would love to use this head on that new engine that I'm building, because this one is ported up pretty good. So let's see if y'all can see in here. Hold on, let me grab the light. Oof, there you go. So yeah, this one has been ported pretty good. I don't want to say it's hogged out or anything like that, like it's a big port, but who knows. It's something I've done a long time ago. You can kind of see in there. So, but yeah, I ported this head a good while ago, and it's done pretty good. Made a bunch of power on, you know, a stock bore, stockish compression 4-wheeler. So this engine was only at, I think it was 13-to-1, which I think stock is 12.5 or 12, something like that, for 0405. Don't hold me to it. Just guessing. But yeah, it made pretty decent power for it. It was pretty quick. Move my tail. So again, I'm 200 plus rider. So it did what it needed to do. So, but yeah, I believe that's about it. So stay tuned. So stay tuned. We're gonna dig into this thing a little bit more. We're gonna pull the cylinder off. We're gonna pull the piston out because ain't no sense in putting that stuff back on, right? So I have a big bore kit for it, and it's for a dirt bike, and the cylinders are just a little bit different. The deck height on them are, so the piston is kind of sunk down in the bore. So, but I know it's not a bent rod or anything. You'd hear that. I checked it before I even put the big bore kit on there, but yeah, we're gonna put a big bore back on it. I believe I like the stock bore stuff. Maybe I'll put a stock bore, the 14-1 compression piston. And maybe I'll save the big bore stuff for this new motor. This new motor is going to be big. Like big. Y'all might as well call it a damn pro mod. So, but make sure you follow the Instagram. I'll be releasing stuff on there about the Pennywise build. I believe the next thing we'll probably do is probably clean it up some, pull the wheels off, and maybe send them out to the powder coater. You know, get them powder coated white. Never know. Might change the colors up a little bit. It's still gonna be red and white, but it might have a different accent color. But yeah, thanks. That's about it. That's all for today's video. You know, I guess part 3 we'll probably dig down a little deeper, go down in the rabbit hole a little further. I don't know. I'll think on that. I think we might be done with the engine. I think we're just gonna go back to stock bore. But I'll think on it and follow the Instagram channel CRW_motorsports for updates on the engine itself, for updates on new videos coming out. Next video I'm gonna do is we'll be porting up this 400EX head. Just a little cleanup work. Nothing serious, nothing crazy. I believe it's a 418 kit is what a buddy of mine bought for it. Don't quote me on it. I think it's 418. But yeah, we're going to finish that motor up for him. So watch out for that. That's coming out next. And like, share, follow, subscribe. Definitely. Happy New Year to everybody. God, we just had New Year. So Happy New Year. So, but y'all take it easy. Peace.